Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Executive Cabinet Member meeting for Stronger Communities. I'm Councillor Rabia Jiva, and we'll just do some quick introductions in no particular order. So, Ian, please, could you introduce yourself?
Ian Mulholland, Democratic Services.
Councillor Crossley?
On
You're on
mute.
mute.
Councillor Crossley, Kersley Ward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Webb?
Les Webb, Bradshaw and Harwood Ward.
Thank you. Janet?
Hi, I'm Janet Pollard. I'm Head of Finance for the Council.
Brilliant. Lee?
Lee Fellows, Director of Corporate Resources at the Council.
Excellent. Kelly?
Kelly Warner, Strategy and Policy Manager at the Council.
Andrea?
I'm Andrea Hayes. I'm a Principal Policy Officer working for the Strategy, Policy and Area Working Team at the Council.
Thank you. Ian, please, can we note any apologies?
There's one from Councillor Vivers.
Brilliant, thank you. Okay, so we'll go straight into the agenda items, and all documentation has been sent out. So we have got confirmed the monitoring of decision.
Yes,
Ian?
that's gone out with
Yep.
the papers. It's the usual
Thank you.
report,
Confirmed.
updated, and it's for any questions or comments, and for you to note, Councillor Jiva.
Yep. Any questions or comments? Okay, let's note the decisions, please. And then we'll go into agenda item 2. So Director of Corporate Resources Finance Report, Q2 enclosed. So Janet, if you could take us through that first, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. So this is the Q2 finance report for the whole of the Directorate of Corporate Resources. The Directorate is projecting to overspend by £122,000 by the end of this financial year. But for this portfolio, there's a small underspend of £32,000 with no significant variances. Key financial findings can be found on page 3, and service-specific findings can be found on Appendix A. The Executive Cabinet Member is asked to note the contents of the report and approve any recommendations within Section 11 that's appropriate for this portfolio. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. So before we go through anything and go through the recommendations, can I ask any questions? Nobody indicating, Ian?
There's nobody indicating, Councillor Jiva, no.
That's fine. So we look to the recommendations as set out, which is note the Q2 financial position of the Directorate of Corporate Resources, note revisions made to the capital programme which fall under their portfolio, authorise the Director of Corporate Resources to call off under any available framework where the value of the works is less than 400,000 to enable the capital programme to progress. Note the post conversion and approve post deletion detailed in section 6.2, and note the key findings of the report. Ian, please can we note and approve the report?
It's fine, thank you, Councillor Jiva. Yep.
Thank you. So we will now move on. Thank you, Janet. So we will now move on to item number 3, which is the Bolton Fund's 5th birthday and the VCSC strategy launch event documentation, which Lee, are we going to Kelly or Andrea, or is it a double hatting? Who's going? So over to yourself, to the team.
As you know, Council, I never want to miss an opportunity to speak, so I'll just very quickly introduce. So this is a celebration event that is happening in December. Without stealing Kelly and Andrea's thunder, they've done an amazing amount of work on this, and we've got a really great event planned. So I will hand you, I think it's Andrea who might be walking you through this. So if there's any questions, Kelly will jump in as well. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am aware that you have had sight of the report about the Bolton's Fund 5th birthday and the VCSE strategy launch. So with that in mind, I will just pull on some of the key items from that report. As you are aware, Bolton Council has got long established working relationships with the Bolton VCSE sector, and that has led to some really innovative solutions to quite challenging issues, and one of those is Bolton's Fund. Bolton's Fund opened 5 years ago on the 5th of December 2019 with the small pilot programme, and that distributed £22,000 across 27 groups. To date, over £6.5 million is now being distributed over 1,200 grants, which I'm sure that you will agree is a huge amount in a time which was quite challenging, and Bolton's fund was flexible enough for the sector to support the sector to respond to emergency situations such as issues raised by the COVID-19 challenge and the subsequent cost of living issues. Bolton's fund is now a flagship VCSE grants programme for Bolton, and it is the most access grants programme that is managed by Bolton CVS, who manage Bolton's fund on our behalf. Bolton Council is the main funder of the programme, and financial and in-kind contributions do come from other sources such as central government funding, such as HSF, the Holiday Activities and Food Programme, some COVID management fund monies have been put through the programme. And also other Bolton public sector organisations such as the ICB and local trusts such as Sir James and Lady Scott Trust, and local and businesses who have had contracts with both the Bolton Council or other organisations such as Tyson Construction and Unity 5. So the grants that are available, they range from micro grants to which are grassroots community-based grants, and the grassroots organisations represent 71% of the VCSE sector in Bolton. And the grants have also been made available to large-scale projects such as Bolton Lads and Girls Club, Fort Alice, Age UK, and the grants over the years have covered a huge range of projects such as environmental, skills-based projects, advice, mentoring, sports. The list is endless. The micro and small grants have had a really big impact on local communities. One grant, for example, which was under £2,000, was made to St Cuthbert's Church in Halliwell, and they provided a gardening project which was accessed by a local primary school, and that gardening project is now shared by the local community, providing a sense of belonging and pride. So with that in mind, as Bolton's Fund reaches its 5th birthday on the 5th of December, there is an opportunity to celebrate the impact of the work of these organisations, how the groups have been able to grow due to this funding and development support, and the wider partnership and collaborative work that has made this happen. Bolton CVS is one of our key partners, and as the infrastructure partner for the VCSE sector in Bolton, they offer developmental support to local groups. So it's a combination of the development support and the funding which Bolton groups have been able to access. So without further ado, I shall tell you more detail about the event and some of the highlights. It is going to be an award ceremony, and 6 awards will be presented to groups whose projects have best reflected the 6 Bolton Fund outcomes. So that's Start Well, Live Well, Age Well, Prosperous, Clean and Green, and Safe, Strong and Distinctive. And there will be a £500 cash donation to the winner of each category. We've had a number of applications. The closing date for those applications have now closed, and I had the pleasure of contacting those groups to invite them to the award ceremony, and it was wonderful to open my email box this morning to some really fantastic emails and a fantastic response to those community groups that have been invited. So at the event, there will be a Bolton's Fund film reflecting the first 5 years. The food and refreshments will be provided by Runworth School, who are going to be led by Mark Harrison, the chef who's connected with the council for the food and drink programme. There will be a Bolton's Fun birthday cake, of course, and a call to action with the launch of the VCSE strategy, which is Live Nor Bolton Story, which will move us on to the next 5 years. So Bolton's Fund is a co-designed project which has been able to respond to emergencies, but also it's offered those programmes. It came from the 2019 strategy, Aspiring and Achieving, and we're now moving on to the new strategy. So just before we ask, I ask if you have any questions, I'll just briefly touch on the new strategy, which has been attached with your documentation for the meeting. So the new strategy is going to be a 5-year strategy, Living Our Bolton Story, and it is literally a living strategy. There are 2 main pillars of the strategy. The first one is supporting the sustainability of Bolton's VCSE sector. And the second pillar is about celebrating the positive impact of the work of the VCSE sector on the overall prosperity of Bolton. So the two key focus areas. Supporting sustainability for the sector is a huge area. So the focus areas of that is going to be maximising funding opportunities and providing resources and support to explore those funding opportunities. And as a result, already a VCSE collaborative group has been set up where groups are making partnerships with each other to explore other funding streams, and we're looking at supporting income generation as well. We're also looking to support groups to become commission ready and establish commissioning as a programme of work for the VCSE sector. Already there's been the council are looking at flexible purchasing systems, for example, as part of our procurement programmes, and the training and resources will be required to support VCSE organisations through this. And also we're looking to bring in other anchor organisations into the town to support this. And then celebrating the positive impact of the work of the VCSE on the overall prosperity of Bolton. We really want to tell the VCSE social value story. This, of course, is already happening, but in order to celebrate the work of the sector, it can be challenging on reporting, especially when groups are asked initially when applying for funding, they're telling a positive story. Sometimes it's putting groups into a vulnerable place when they're then asked to explain any challenges so that they can be given some support. So that's something that that we're looking to work on. And of course, celebrating the Bolton's Fun 5th birthday. So this will be the first event for a whole programme of events. Okay. So the VCSE core design group who oversee the strategy will meet on a quarterly basis to oversee the action plan and develop working groups as appropriate. The strategy is a living piece of work which will be launched at the Bolton's Fun 5th birthday event. There will be a QR code available so people will be able to go straight to the strategy on the night. And the strategic priorities and action plans will be hosted on the Bolton CVS website, and that is already happening. And we're also working with Pete Fillery and his team in order to ensure that the document is accessible as it should be. And these plans will be reviewed quarterly, and the action plan will be updated in real time, and there will be a full review of the strategy in 2 years. So feedback on progress of the new VCSE strategy will be brought through the council reporting process to ensure that senior officers and politicians remain informed. So what the ask is today is to ask for your support for the Bolton's Fun 5th birthday celebrations and the launch of the new VCSE strategy, and for that for us to be able to bring back to come back to report to you on the progress of the strategy, and also for you to be involved in that as well. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to that summary, and if you've got any questions or would like to add anything else in.
Brilliant. Thank you, Andrea. Any questions? Okay, can we note, because I know a lot of work has gone on behind the scenes, and sometimes we don't get to see that, and the voluntary sectors play a huge role in Bolton, and I think sometimes we don't see the importance of such organisations, and to have an umbrella over and have multiple organisations underneath this is a huge asset to Bolton and actually the team. So I think I would like to put it on record, Ian, that a huge thanks to the team, Kelly, Andrea, and the wider team. I know Michael does a lot of work on that as well, because it's through perseverance and determination and coaching and working with these community groups that we're enabled to celebrate the success in December, and which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm sure Kelly and Andrea, I'm not sure, but if we can send out the invite to the Les and Sylvia and the people that come to this meeting, the councillors, because just to see the benefits of community groups coming together and delivering and serving Bolton and the community. So thank you. And Andrea, that was really well presented as well. So thank you. So if there's no questions, anybody, comments, questions? No? So
indicating no.
Thank you, Ian. So we'll go straight to the recommendations. So 1, support the Bolton's Fund 5th birthday celebrations and the VCSE strategy launch. Number 2, authorise the Director of Corporate Resources to adopt the strategic priorities of the proposed 2025 to 2030 VCSE strategy as the ongoing direction of Bolton Council support for the Bolton VCSE sector, and conduct regular evaluation of the progress of the strategic programme. So please can we note and approve the report? Ian?
That's
and
fine.
any
Thank you
other
very much.
business, Ian?
That's everything for the agenda today, Councillor Jeeva. Thank you.
Brilliant. So we'll close the meeting now. Can stop recording.
I'll just stop that now.